Welcome back to my channel, Athar 456. In this video, we are going to continue reading the book The Race Against Time by Geronimo Stilton. So let's get started. The Paw Pro Portal. Professor Von Volt pushed a button and a bright screen lit up behind him. He began to explain how to use his new invention. To be able to travel through time, you must open a spatio-temporal tunnel. It must be stable and you must guide it to a very precise area in the past. He cleared his throat. The Paw Pro portal functions in three phases. Phase 1. The portal opened. During this time, two titanium rings rotate to the left at super fast speed. This creates a tunnel that leads to the past. The tunnel stabilizes. During this phase, the two rings rotate to the right at superfast speed, creating a magnetic field that keeps the tunnel stable and prevents it from closing. The time phase 3. The time period is selected. During this phase, the tunnel reaches a precise time period. That's where you come in. You must push one of these four buttons, but beware, but be very careful not to make a mistake. Geronimo, jot this down. Ah, for for God, there will be a very loud bang. I finished taking notes and put them in my pocket for safety. The orange button will take you to the Ice Age. The white button will take you to the ancient Greece, and the blue one will and the blue one goes to the Renaissance. The professor continued. Yeah. I asked. That's the most important button. Press it and you will return home. Professor Von more sweet. That is without a doubt my favorite button, I whispered. Oh, I forgot to tell you something important. Volt pulled out a piece of paper out of his pocket. Remind Geronimo that the buttons are very delicate. Tell Geronimo not to push the buttons too hard or too many times in a row. They could break. What, what happens if they break? I asked, worried. The professor had a serious look on his nose. You could end the prisoners in time and you'd never be able to get back home. He paused and looked us in each eye. As you all know, time travel is dangerous endeavor. What do you think, my friends? Do you still want to go? Everyone squeaked at the same time. Yes, of course. Great. Say, come on, let's get going. I was the only one who objected. Well, um, actually, I, I'm a bit nervous. Tell the truth. They terrified. What? Won't it be too dangerous? What if the buttons get stuck and what if we all get trapped in time? Professor took me aside. Yet, you're right, Geronimo. Traveling to time is very risky. Think of all the things you can discover, of the amazing experiences you will have. Aside, he was right. It was going to be an amazing adventure. And what a story to tell. I'm definitely, I definitely get material to write another bestseller out of this trip. I took a deep breath. Okay, Professor, you convinced me. I'm ready to embark on this new journey into time. The professor put a paw on my shoulder. Thanks, Geronimo. I knew I could count on you. Oh, I also almost forgot. Take the earpieces. Each one has a small microchip that will help you translate the language at the time and place you are visiting. And now, one last thing before we say goodbye. I prepared a fresh Swiss, Swiss cheese smoothie for you and some cooking. Now I was excited that every day you get to travel to time. What was waiting for us on the other side? What dangers could we face? And what and how would we survive in the different eras? I felt my heart pounding in my chest. Ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, boom. We each packed a bag with clothing the professor gave us for the different time periods and slung them over our shoulders. Then pressed the orange button which would lead us to the time of the mammoth. I say. The portal began to buzz, and a passage opened in the middle. I looked at my sister, my cousin, my darling nephew, and Bugsy Bugsy. It was time to go. We held one another's paws. Then we crossed through the probe portal. There was a loud bang, and the pathway in the port closed up. I felt like I was diving into clear jelly. In the end, the air was warm and thick, like melted mozzarella. My heart began to beat harder and harder. My ears burned. My snout began to spin faster and faster. I began to float weightlessly. Images of past eras and places on Earth I had never seen swirled around me. Then suddenly everything stopped. My snout stopped spinning. Out of the I fell out of the Bob rope portion, and an extraordinary landscape appeared before me. The Ice Age. Daily life in Ice Age. During the Pleistocene epoch, 2.6 million to 11,700 years ago, the temperature dropped and the polar ice caps spread across much of North America and Europe. This phenomenon, known as the glaciation, started the Ice Age. However, in some areas, they were sheltered from the ice, forests and pastures survived. Wild animals and our ancestors, the Neanderthals, lived in these areas. The Neanderthals were nomads, meaning they moved from place to place depending on the season. They often returned to the same area year after year. The Neanderthals hunted for the food, and their reason to believe they gathered berries, herbs, and roots to eat. A little at a time, the Neanderthals learned to work with a flint, a stone that they used to make a sharp blade, bone, and antlers. They made instruments to hunt with, like spears, what the Neanderthals eat. Some scientists believe that Neanderthals were carnivores, but that they ate only meat from the prey they found hunted. But recently, scientists have discovered evidence that they may have eaten plants and roots as well. Prehistoric time, where the Neanderthals lived. At first, Neanderthals lived in caves, but later they built open air towns. Their huts were circular and spacious, with frameworks made of things like wood or bones of large animals such as mammoths tied together and covered in fur. The inside space was organized into areas that had different functions: tool making, cooking, and resting. In order to cook, Neanderthals needed fire, which stayed light by rubbing two sticks together or by striking flint against pyrite, a natural in mineral. Men's fashion. During the last ice age, our ancestors learned to work with the skin and fur of the animals they hunted and to turn them into clothing. The skin was stretched and scraped with flint and sewn together to make garments and sandals. The tribe leader, a warrior, a boy, women's fashion. The Neanderthals wore various kinds of necklaces and bracelets made from shells and feathers, and also from the teeth and claws of animals they hunted. The healer, the wife of the leader, a girl. Icicles on my score. Soon as we stepped out of the Barbaro portal, it began to camouflage itself. In a flash, it looked like just like a cave. We quickly realized how cold it was. Air was frostier than a cheese paw. Obviously, we were in the Ice Age. Around us, there were huge expanses of snow and ice. I was shivering from the tips of my ears to the tips of my tail. Long icicles hung from my whiskers. With a chattering teeth, I screamed, "Quick! Let's put on the cloth Professor Von Moore gave us to keep us warm." We opened the bags and pulled out the warm synthetic fur coats that Professor had prepared for us. They really looked prehistoric. The professor had also stuffed them with a substance that gave off a truly primeval stench. That they even included real fleas. Our clothes had jagged edges and were fastened with strings made of fake leather. We slit synthetic fur boots on our paws that tied with long laces. Then I looked up again. Before us lay an enormous valley with a fierce stream of clear water at one end. No mountain stood on the horizon. It was so quiet we could hear a tree slice drop from a mile away. But suddenly, the earth began to tremble. Earthquake! I shrieked in terror. Benjamin shook his snout. No, Uncle, it's not an earthquake. Something is heading away. It sounds like an animal galloping. T-I-N? No, it sounds like a lot of big animals galloping, Bugsy. No, sounds like a lot of huge animals galloping, Trappier. No, sounds like an enormous animal galloping, I yelled. Here they are, they're coming. They are mammals. Mammoths. Mammals lived on Earth between 2.5 million years ago and 7,500 years ago. These huge animals were herbivores and could be up to 14 feet tall. They had long curved tusks and thick fur covering their bodies. We began to run, 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 run. But our legs were much shorter than mammoth's legs. No matter how quickly we scurried away, the mammoths kept getting closer and closer. Soon they were so close that we could see the reddish fur on their enormous teeth. My tail was trembling with terror. At any minute now, we were going to get squashed into mouse marmalade. We held one another's paws and closed our eyes. I was ready for the war. Suddenly, I realized something. I couldn't let things in this way. I had to try to defend my family. In one last ditch effort, I yelled as loud as I could, "Go away, you beast!" And then something very peculiar happened. The giant mammoth reared up on his back feet and let out a truly thunderous trumpet of terror. I scared him. That enormous mammoth was scared of little old me. I turned to my friends and said, "Quick, do what I do." I began to wave my paw around wildly. Then I banged two rocks and started to bang them together. I grabbed two rocks and started to bang them together. Shoo, shoo, go back home. The mammoth turned around and ran away. The herd followed his huge footsteps. I was worried they'd change their mind and chase us again. They followed them to the frozen meadow until we got to higher ground. The mammoths were way ahead of us by now, all except one that was limping along. He was very far from the rest of the herd. A moment later, we saw him disappear. He'd fallen off a cliff. I stuck my snout over the cliff edge to look. Sadly, the mammoth was lying motionless at the bottom. It was then I got my first look at the bottom of the valley. That's when I finally saw a stream of smoke rising. A group of herds was outlined in the distance. It was a prehistoric village. We had finally arrived at our destination. I will leave it here. Bye bye. Don't forget to like, share the video, and subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.